All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Appreciate it. As a lot of you can see, I'm in a newish location. Actually, I'm just in the room next door from where I normally do my live streams. So I'm trying to change everything around, trying to turn the uh, apartment, or rather living room, into a studio. And so I'm moving everything in here. Do my live streams and my videos in here. Anyway, let's get the 6 hour 5x5s out of the way. Patty S, Flown Grown, Angelwood, Adam, Smile, thank you for the 5x5. Sorry. Allie, Ozark Prepper, Lisa, Grit and Grace, Jeep Dog, Randy, Water Tiger, Dobie, Raccoon Eyes, thank you for the 5x5. Northern Girl, Jeep Girl, Kathy, Elite, Christian Prepper, Animate. I can never say that fucking name right. Anyway, Rose, Wright, Cheers, excuse me. Wallace, thank you for the 5x5. Sojas, Mimi, Beef and Chicken, thank you for the 5x5. Brian, Dan, Christian, Eric, Get Grimes, and Prep Rebel, thank you for the 5x5. So, yeah, I'm trying to get used to this setup. I don't like it. This desk is too high. It's not as low as the one in the living room. So the view is kind of off. Maybe I got to move this back some. I don't know. I'm not digging it, like, not at all. But whatever. And yeah, I don't have the chair in here yet. I will bring the chair in here at some point. I'm on a gaming chair. I don't like this fucking chair either. This chair's gonna see the fucking garbage. Tony, Sergeant, Whiskey Wild, thank you for the 5x5. Loretta, 1 second after, Buckets and Bible. Let's go. Smoking Swamp, thank you for the 5x5. Prep to Adapt. Peaceful Prepper, thank you for the 5x5. Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, so also I had to, make sure the internet reaches in here. It's a process, man. I don't even like this shit. But again, putting everything in here keeps me away from the TV set in there. So maybe I can get more work done being in here. And the TV is just strictly for entertainment. Instead of trying to, type it and, watch TV, I'm committed to whatever I'm doing in here. So that's the idea. The idea was to move it along because I'm easily distracted, especially now. I could easily not do my work and just watch TV. Yeah, this is it's a what you call it for lighting, camera lighting. It's the heavy duty stands, light stands, for photography lights and shit. And I bought two, like an asshole, and I have one in the living room set up, not set up, but put together, and this one's still in the box. So I got to figure out what to do with this. No way. Okay. Just found something. Anyway, we demand a chair vax or back. But anyway, so this is the setup for now. Obviously, I'm going to make it a little better. I don't know what to do with this desk. Leave it here with the door behind me, or move it over there, or whatever. Buckets and Bible. Whenever we meet up. Oh yeah, Buckets and Bible. Anytime, man. Hey, I should be coming down your way for the bear event next month, right? So I'll see you then. And you tried to cheat, by the way, and you didn't even win with your cheating. So yeah, man, I'll see you then. That reminds me. Give me 2 seconds. But tonight, guys, we will be talking about something that I think is a tad bit scary, because we're seeing something right now with the masses. People losing their minds. People going crazy. The amount of people that are offing their family members is insane. And the way they're going about it is even scarier, I think. I don't like what I'm seeing in regards to that. So, give me a second. Okay. Shit, man, I lost. Oh, there it is. All right, guys. So, the Ruckus is the event that Bear is having. It's next month, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna have more. I had the details. I've been dropping the ball on pushing it, but you can go to Bear's channel and find out the exact address and the date for the event. I will be speaking there amongst other speakers. I'm trying to get ready for it, but I really, I'm, trying to piece shit together. So it's a bit, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. Excuse me. So this technology, guys, that people should be scared of. It's going to come in the form of headphones. So keep that in mind. I think Google is working on something similar to this technology, but apparently, guys, this technology has the ability to read your mind. Which, listen, I think our phones do it already to a point, because it's impossible. Some of the things that we think about, and then when we look it up, it pops right away in Google, or you see a commercial or an ad for something in regards to what you were thinking about on Instagram. I find it more times than not. I need your help if you can read this. I can't read. Apple AirPods new ones will be able to read minds. Yes, let's go. Exactly. So I think they already have that technology. They have a different variation of it, but this variation that's coming out is going to be more. It's going to work better. It's that's the way to say it. But anyway, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to stick the copyright, the patent codes. You guys can look this up yourself. You put in the patent codes. If put in the patent codes, you'll see this technology pop up and how it's in process of being patented. Smokey Blazer. I didn't read that, but I guess sorry for your loss. I just saw Adriana said something. Yeah. So I do want to talk about something that, again, I am seeing a very alarming rate. I mean, I want to get into this technology, but the lost Smokey and Blazer, or whatever his name was, excuse me, Smokey Blazer, excuse me, 103, whoever he lost. I've noticed, and I mean, listen, I've said this before my whole situation. I said this before, that we were watching something happen that, or happening, excuse me, in an alarming rate. And at first they were blaming, the lockdown. They were blaming Mr. 19 for it, how people, they felt lonely, and yes, though, people often themselves took a jump during that period. I feel that it has jumped dramatically, and people are taking the easy way out, which I don't understand. So I read an article maybe 2 hours ago. Not read an article. I read like the first couple of sentences that goes with the title of the article, stating that a girl offed herself because her family, her classmates stated that her family was going to get deported. All right. And being that her classmates stated that, she went home and she offed herself. So I thought that was very I thought that I lost my brother. Smokey Blazer. Sorry to hear that. But I thought that that was. I mean, and the girl, I think she was like 13 or 12 or something like that. She was young. She was very young. And because the class was like breaking her balls because her family was illegal, I mean, we do that to everyone, right? But now you got people offering themselves. You got people offering themselves, and yeah, I don't know what's going on. I mean, it seems to be almost every other week somebody's offering themselves, and it's in the newspaper. So the people that are in the newspaper, imagine the amount of people that are not. Like that actress's husband. When I saw that came around a day after I found out about my son. When I saw that, I already knew what it was, right? And a lot of people are doing this, man. It's getting scary. The amount of people that are doing it. I listen. It was getting scary before. Again, my whole situation was getting scary. Paying attention to all of these people offering themselves. I'm like, yo, something is not right. This is not making any sense at all. And now you got everyone picking that avenue out. Something's up, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's brain frequency shit or the arm ticket or just society as a whole. I don't understand. So something isn't right. Christian Donaldson, if you need to spread a message, email me angryprepper@yahoo.com. Yeah. Thank you, Little Lone Prepper. Uh huh. I'm asking for help. All right. Again, if you're asking for help, email me. And email me now. Don't wait. Six strings, all of the above. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it could be. But something isn't right. Um, and a lot of people are fighting. So, all right, let me roll it back a little bit. There are people fighting with this idea, this thought process in their head, and they're fighting with it every day. But then there are people who are committing it. So now there are people who are thinking about this, and there are people who are committing it. That's a lot of people that are involved in their heads and ready to do some shit. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what is causing this outbreak in people offing themselves, but it's pretty bad. They're too quick to prescribe meds than people. Well, Patty, yes, that's the thing. A lot of people are being prescribed meds right away, and a lot of the meds that they're prescribing. Christian Donaldson, all right, just like I said, email me there, and then we'll see. But like it's alarming. Like every day, something new, somebody is offering themselves, and I'm like, yo, this can't be fucking right. This can't be right. Something isn't meshing, and I don't like it. And I don't like the fact that a lot of people are dealing with this nonsense in their head, like all of a sudden. I mean, a lot of people are talking about how they were ready to off themselves and shit like that, and people are struggling with it on a day to day. Like, listen, everybody has a fleeting thought at some part in their life whether or not they want to off themselves, right? Not everybody, but a lot of people do. But when you have people struggling with this every day, and then doctors are putting you on drugs that don't jive, I don't know. And the drugs actually make it worse. So, digital convergence. It's got to be something. So, anyway, with all of that being said, guys, this stuff here, I will almost guarantee, I will bet my paycheck that this stuff, this technology that Apple actually put in a patent for, is going to make matters worse for a lot of people. Captain Apana. Loneliness is definitely one of the causes, I believe. I definitely see it. But listen, even I get lonely once in a while, and I just fucking go for a walk. Eating a bullet is like not the answer. It really isn't. My sons are lonely. Yeah, something isn't right. A lot of people are suffering from loneliness, but you're surrounded by people. Again, I don't get it. There are all of these groups out there for people to join, though a lot of those groups are phony. I take that shit with a grain of salt with a lot of those groups. But still, you got people that you can talk to. You got people that you can converse with. So I don't understand this uptick in it. But nonetheless, guys, if this stuff gets out, and it will, because the patent's in, and Google, or rather, excuse me, Apple rarely gets denied a patent, right? Because they got lawyers and shit. They do it the right way. They fill out, all of the forms the way they're supposed to, and they almost always get the patent. That doesn't mean that they're going to necessarily come out with it, but in this case, they will, right? So, Apple has a patent on technology that can read electrical signals within the brain, which in turn reads your mind and or interferes with the brain thought process in controlling your thoughts. Now again, this shit gets a hell of a lot better in a couple seconds. Give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Give me 2 seconds to... So this one here is the first patent number, which is US 4834701A. I'm putting that in there. You guys can copy. I hope you can copy and paste it from here. But the gist of that one is apparatus for inducing frequency reduction in brain waves. An apparatus for inducing frequency reduction of human brain waves compromising A means for generating a first low frequency signal which is higher in frequency than the range of 4 to 16 hertz. B means to generating a second low frequency signal which is higher in frequency than the range of 4 to 16 hertz and is different in frequency by 4 to 16 hertz from the first signal, meaning for sounding the first and second signal to generate a beat signal of a frequency. Basically, reducing your brain waves. Reducing it for what, though? I don't like any of this shit. So, second one, US 3951134A, as in Adam. This is apparatus and methods for remotely monitoring and altering brainwaves. This is the more dangerous one. Now, when you look these up, guys, they will give you, I guess, a schematic of what the AirPods look like and how there's sensors on the, I don't have fucking headphones, but the AirPods go into your ear. And the sensors, the small little reading sensors, they're tiny actually, they're on the rubber part that goes directly into your ear. Now, if you guys look up brain wave technology or brain wave reading technology, this goes back to like the 70s. That they were actually, go further back. They were trying to read brain waves for decades. If I'm not mistaken, the 50s or 60s, they were trying to read brain waves because of, I think it's telekinesis or telepathy, excuse me. And telepathy, the telepathy was where they started noticing that people can read other people's minds. And there are people out there that can do it because of the transmission of waves going back and forth, right? So they've been doing this for years, but now they finally, and not that they perfected this years ago, but now Apple's putting in a patent to actually use a technology that they created that mimics what's been done for the last 30, 40 years. Now, if you can find this, Tony said I knew about this. That's why I said, yeah, it went back to the 60s. But somebody said 54, San Fran, Berkeley, they started it. Okay, thank you, let's go. Right, so it's been around for a while, this technology, or this finding of brainwaves. It's been around, right? And again, dangerous shit. Now, there's a list that I cannot find. Prep Rebel Actual, thank you for saying that. Because there's a list of the technology that they're putting a patent in for, and it seems to be about 100 or so, maybe more. And a lot of the listing towards the bottom is designated as MK and whatever the number comes next. And I was able to see the file online on a on an Instagram post, but when she said go to the link, and I hit the link, guess what happened? I wasn't able to get into the PDF file, right? So fuck me. But yeah, that is the bad part. But it gets better. So the apparatus and method for remotely monitoring and altering brainwaves. Now I've seen this monitoring before, right? And they monitor brainwaves, for reasons of, like, medically, seizures and strokes and things like that. They'll monitor brainwaves, so they have the technology to monitor your brainwave. They also have the technology now to monitor your brainwaves and record your dreams. The Japanese man, I think it was, last year, created this machine that can record your dreams, and if I'm not mistaken, put it in sequence, put it in order, right? Put it in actual order, because the way the dreams were coming out of the machine, and his machine, were coming out scrambled, and he was trying to fix it, and I think he perfected a way for the computer, probably using AI, to now record your dreams and put it in sequence in the way you dreamt it. Because I've heard that before, that dreams come out jumbled in machines. Anyway, let's get to the US 395-1134 Adam. Brainwave monitoring apparatus comprising means for producing a base frequency signal, means for producing a first signal having a frequency related to the base frequency and the predetermined phase related thereto, means to transmitting both said base frequency and said first frequency of the brain of the subject being monitored, means for receiving a second signal transmitted by the brain of the subject being monitored in response to both said base frequency and said first signal. Mixing, meaning for producing from said base frequency signal and said received second signal a response signal having a frequency related to that of a base frequency. The shit reads like Chinese at that point, because there's a lot of it seems like a lot of double talk and mixture around. Nonetheless, this is what they're doing to monitor your thoughts. Now, I don't know. No, let me walk that back. I can see them putting this in every headphones ever created to monitor and record your thoughts, to record everything you're thinking about. To put this in, I don't know what kind of technology would be big enough to read everybody's mind. But now, the first two guys that I just read interferes with brainwaves. When you interfere with brainwaves, a lot of bad shit can happen. People can have seizures, strokes, psychological conditions can develop, personality disorders, personality can change. You can be happy, depressed to happy. You could be thinking about offing yourself, or you could be, picking flowers out of a field because it changed your mindset. These are very, very bad in way of this is going to screw a lot of people up. Brian Barbie, yes, our phones do that. That's why I thought about that a year or two ago when I was thinking of photography. It was a camera I was thinking of. A camera. First of all, it's the best camera you'll ever see. I didn't research it. I didn't look it up. I was thinking about it. But nonetheless, here it pops up on my Instagram. It is the best camera of all cameras. I'm looking to get that camera and sell a kidney for that camera. But now I started seeing more of the camera. Like once you look into it, it pops up all over your Instagram, which is fine with me because I love this camera. But still, there are other things I thought of, and it just pops up like Wagyu steak. I'm thinking of it, and then Wagyu steak starts showing up on my my Instagram feed. And again, I don't look it up. So, next one, US 339-3279A, nervous system excitation device. Now, I had to look up what excitation device meant. I'm going to pull it up again. Let me get that going. Excitation in electromagnetism. Excitation is the process of generating a magnetic field by means of electric current. An electric generator or an electric motor consists of a rotor spinning in a magnetic field. All right. Now, hold on to that because this is a nervous system excitation device. A method of transmitting audio information to the brain of the subject through the nervous system of the subject, which method comprises, in combination, the steps. The steps of generating a radio frequency signal having a frequency in excess of higher frequencies of the audio information to be transmitted. Subliminal messages on a more focused level. Boom. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, I didn't get an email from Christian Donald. But anyway, that is bad. Right, and that one is, did I drop that one in a link? I hope I did. I didn't. Yeah, US 339-3279 Adam. I'll drop that in a link right now if I didn't. That one is strict mind control. Audio. So again, that one is bad in itself. When I read that one, I was like, holy shit. That is MK Ultra stuff. Now again, I told you earlier, if I didn't before, a lot of the designations on the list of items that are being patented, MK is the first 2 designated letters of those products. Keep that in mind. All right, so MK for MK Ultra is a military designation. And I think stop screaming. Yeah. So anyway, if MK is the designation, guys, for these products, that's bad. Now, also keep in mind on the Angry Film Critic, I did a live stream where I talked about how the U.S. military gets involved with damn near every movie that's made. So the U.S. military looks at every screenplay ever written, especially anything involving space, anything involving Egypt, like Stargate was what you call it, the script was read, and there are things in these movies like Men in Black that get changed out if they're too close to real, especially anything with what was that military guy's name? He wasn't military, but he wrote a lot of good shit. Tom Clancy, always getting a visit from the FBI. Oh boy, it depends. So just keep that in mind. Are you still in New York? I am still in New York. Yes, MK Ultra has many MK designation has many. Yes, Stargate was a movie that they definitely were. What you call it's a list of movies. Let me see if I can find it. Nope, not that way. Uh, nope. Let's do it this way. Nope, not here. There's a long list of movies, and I was like, holy shit balls. But yeah, they look at every movie, and if it's something close to true, like Indiana Jones is on that list. I think the Lost Ark, that was on there. I mean, movies going back as the first movie, which was an airplane movie, the first audio movie, which is an airplane movie, back in 1927. Oh, it finally popped up. Yeah, I got his email. So give me a second. Donaldson, I will get back to you as soon as I'm done with this live stream, and then I'll read this email. But it's very interesting. All right. So anyway, give me till after this. Could it be AI bots trolling? There are AI bots that are starting to troll more and more. This doesn't sound like one, but like I said, I'll get to it in a little bit. Christian Donaldson, I will promise you that I will read this and get back to you. But I'm not promising anything else after that. All right, guys. So the last one. God, I wish I could find that that list, man. It was a long list of movies that the FBI, that the United States military gets involved in. They read every script, and if they don't like something, they want it changed. You got to change it. For example, Maverick, Top Gun, and Top Gun were both reviewed by the military. Anything with MK Ultra, anything with mind control, like the movie with Mel Gibson, movies like that. Those movies get interviewed. 25 minutes. Thank you. I will be off of here on time so I could look at this email. So anyway, last one, guys. This is the US 6488617 Bravo 1. Not sure. They're all trolling bots. Like I said, this guy's not one, but they are on here. All right, this device is method and device for producing a desired brain state. Let me repeat that. Method and device for producing a desired brain state. Let me put that in there. A method of producing a desired brain state in an individual by measuring and controlling a brain signal, compromising, measuring a brain signal, indicating a brain state of individual, comparing characteristics of the measured brain state to a characteristic of a desired brain state to determine the difference between the measured brain state and the desired brain state. Again, this shit is fucking out of control. And again, this is a patent. They normally get their patents, but the longer I read this, I'm like, maybe they won't. You know, maybe they won't get it, because the last two are just pretty much mind control. Pretty much outwardly saying they want to control your brain. Actually, they all say it. They all say it in a roundabout way. Inducing brain frequencies, remotely monitoring and altering brain waves, nervous system excitation device, and then the method and device producing a desired brain state. Now again, all of that, guys, and reading all of this to say that this stuff can absolutely cause psychosis within the human brain. Because not everybody's brains is the same. Some people react differently, just like medications. And some people will undoubtedly go crazy. Some people will undoubtedly go crazy enough to wipe out their entire family or go on a spree of some kind. I told you before in a video, I'm noticing people who are committing certain acts of violence, and they are in court crying their eyes out as if they didn't mean to, or they didn't know what they were doing. And there's a lot of that. And I think that is extremely and utterly bad. So again, this stuff, guys, you can look up yourself. I'm going to do a shorter video on it, not as long, but probably in another day or two. But yeah, this doesn't look good. Now, let's talk about some other issues that are going on. And he goes, my brain is fine. Yes, your brain is fine, Vincent. It won't be if you get any of these Apple products. The whole point of this video, guys, is to avoid Apple and Google products when it comes to headphones. And maybe even your phone. Maybe even your phone. I don't know. But as of right now, this technology is being sought after in headphones, whether it's the new AirPod Max that they're pushing, or the Air Max Pros, the big headphones, right? That's even better because that's encapsulating your ear. More technology, more sensors can go into that and encompass your head a lot better. So yeah, don't get any of these products. Avoid them if you can. Go back to the old-fashioned cord in your phone. Go back to that. And make sure it's not an Apple one that goes into the phone, right? Make sure it's a third-party headphones. If you need to use headphones, which a lot of us do because we work out, get a third-party headset. Don't use their shit. Period. Well, you don't need to get rid of, Adriana, you don't need to get rid of your earbuds now. Like these earbuds, you don't need to get rid of. Don't do that. But the new ones coming out, I'm going to say probably the end of this year. By next year, we'll start seeing the new ones come out. And then you're going to start seeing people do oddball shit. Here's the bigger problem, guys, with this technology. The biggest problem with this technology is that it can be hacked into. If this technology does come out and it does what it says it's going to do, people... let's go. I have third-party headphones. that I use on my iPad, my phone, all the time. I use what's the name of that shit? It used to be a cheap brand. It's not a cheap brand anymore. But I'll show you. I'll tell you the brand I get. It's a third party headset. LBJs. I got the LBJs Endurance Peak 3 and the LBJs Go Air Sport. Those are headphones on the ear. They work just fine. I also have Brookstones. Don't ever get those because those are shit. And then I also have the Sony. What the hell would it call? The Bose headphones. All of those work with your devices, whatever device you have, because it's Bluetooth. So I've got iPhone 23. Yeah, Santos. Angry. Sorry. Whew, Canadian Preppers is off the rails. This shit is just the stuff that I'm reading that could come out. You can also get Beats or Soundcore 13. Okay. Let's say the iPhone 23. I'm like, fuck, did you go in the future to get that phone? But this isn't to take lightly because the simple fact that the government has been working on mind control shit forever. And it's in the conspiracy theory world, and we do see some of this shit. We do see some people acting like they didn't mean to. But I'm sorry, let me go back to the bigger problem. This technology, guys, can get hacked into. What if it gets hacked into and some asshole wants to control people? And JBL headphones. Those are another ones that work. I said LBJs? I'm sorry. JBL, excuse me. And I was reading it too. My son's mother was correcting me. She's like, not LBJs, you idiot. But anyway, so what if they hack into this shit, guys, and they cause people to do things all at once? It's something to consider. It is something to consider. Listen, the longer I read this, I'm like, maybe they won't get their patent. Maybe they won't. Maybe they will. I am following this because right now the patents are in play, and I think they're being processed. So they could be denied, and if they are, I'll find out hopefully in the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months. MK Ultra headphones. For the most part, especially if they hack into it. Again, guys, this is all a possibility. We can no longer ignore any of the shit that's going on. We gotta look at everything and keep it in the back of our heads. I know when I said LBJ, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Lyndon B. Johnson. Thank you, Angelwood. I was thinking of that shit. I was like, when I said that, and then she said, not that JBLs. I was like, fuck. I was thinking of Lyndon B. Johnson. Why was I thinking that? Anyway, sorry. So that's the bigger issue, guys. Shit can be hacked into. It's going to cause psychosis in a lot of people. And we're seeing it now. Again, man, I don't understand. And the people who are offering themselves, by the way, they're doing it in the most violent manner they can possibly find. Like, there's a million ways you can off yourself. Throwing yourself off a building, setting yourself on, fire, or stepping in front of a train. You could just take some pills, man. Nope. In fact, there was, I just found this out, there was a fireman, I don't know if it was here in New York or up north, but he tried to off himself in the firehouse. So, again, this isn't like, this is alarming that this is skyrocketing and no one's asking the question why. Everybody is okay with the answer that, life is tough now. Get the fuck bent. I'm not going to sit there and believe that for a second. Granted, yes, humans back then were a lot tougher, right? You had people in Africa who are getting women, who are getting, raped and, offed and slavery, the whole 9 yards. And they're not offing themselves, at least not at the record numbers that we're seeing here. And so, again, guys, there's something more to this nonsense. And to sit there and write it off as, conspiracy theory, to me, sometimes this, listen, sometimes conspiracy theorists, including myself, sometimes we can get carried away. Right? We can definitely be getting carried away. But this shit seems to be legit. At least this technology. We'll see. So, as a lot of you saw, I hope you guys saw it today. Well, listen, the hopelessness and the loneliness, apparently that's becoming an epidemic from what I'm reading. Every time I read a new article, about loneliness, it seems to be getting worse and worse. And there are more and more people who are lonely. There are more women out there who are lonely. There are more guys. There are kids who, first of all, shouldn't be fucking lonely. You should be playing with your Rambo dolls. Excuse me, I didn't mean that. You should be playing with your toys, whatever the fuck that toy is. You shouldn't be lonely. You shouldn't be worried about dating. Like my 10-year-old, talking about girlfriends and shit. I don't think it's funny anymore. I thought it was cute a couple months ago. I was like, oh, that's cute. It isn't fucking cute anymore because you're adding another stressor to kids that they do not fucking need. They don't need to be dating at 12, 10, 9 years old. They don't need girlfriends. They don't need boyfriends. What they need to do is throw rocks and mud at each other like we used to do as kids. Ride our bikes as fast as we can down a hill. That's what we need to be doing. We don't need to be worried about having a girlfriend, impressing a girl, having a boyfriend, impressing that boy, dressing nicely for him, getting made fun of. If girls do some kind of sexual nonsense to a kid, to another boy of her age, then the kid's filming it and putting it out on the internet for everybody to see. They don't need to be doing this shit at a young age. But yet parents think it's fucking funny. They think it's cute. They think it's okay. It's not fucking cute and it's not okay. Like, not at all. You should not have your kids worrying about dating and girlfriends and boyfriends. I would 86 that shit right away. Because I think that's adding to the problems that we already have. But nonetheless, this is where we are. Right? You have girls who are like trying to look like the models that boys are looking at because they want attention. 8 billion people on Earth. Well, I think a lot of the loneliness is self-inflicted. I think a lot of it is self-inflicted. I think a lot of people play the woe is me card. They're like, I have no friends and I'm crying, woe is me. And then they cry themselves to sleep every night. I'm like, motherfucker, go downstairs, go to a bar, go to a club, go to the movies, join a movie club, because there are some movie clubs out there, as gay as that sounds. You could do 1,000,001 things if you are lonely. My friends don't like me. Get new fucking friends. A lot of the loneliness comments I hear, and now there's something to be said, like, and if you're that lonely, turn back to your parents. I identified it in my son. That's why I told him about moving here, entertaining a fire department here, and I don't know if loneliness was one of his things. I think it might have been, but there we go, right? Aaron Pepper should watch Alex Jones more. I don't like Alex Jones. I heard now he's a little more subdued, so maybe. Johnny Thurs joining a movie club. Well, joining a movie club, guys, is like, well, I do have a movie club. Yeah, so I guess we're gay, guys. Oh well. But anyway, loneliness seems to be an epidemic, but I think a lot of it is self-inflicted, and some of it is not. Some people, they can't make friends because they have social anxiety. But to fix that social anxiety, you have to be in social settings more and more. Right? So, a Barbie action. Well, listen, Rambo had an action doll. Remember that it was a little bigger than, it was a little smaller than a Barbie doll, but it was like about that high, and it was an action figure, and he put a knife in his hand and a gun, and he'd fucking run around. But anyway, that was the Rambo dolls. And I dated myself talking about that shit. Anyway, all of this, guys, is definitely a problem. And the loneliness, like I said, it's self-inflicted. A lot of it is. Not everyone, but I think a lot of it is. Because some of us can just go outside. For example, photography convention. Photographers talk to everybody. And I really didn't want to be bothered, but I ran into 2, 3 guys, and I started talking to them, and we hung out for like the duration of the photography convention. Right? Like I said, I was there with no intentions of meeting anyone and just sticking to myself. And 2 guys, we just started talking about cameras, and that was it. And everybody talks to everybody about cameras at some point in time. What are you shooting with? What are you shooting with? Right? I mean, I'm not saying for everyone to get in photography, but there are things that can get you out of your slump. That's all I'm saying. Kate teacher says my daughter has social anxiety, and that social anxiety shit. I don't know if that was on us. I don't know if we added to that, or because a lot of the generation of kids are saying they have social anxiety. I'm like, how the fuck do you have social anxiety? Oh, because I don't hang out. I don't do this. Well, then start fucking hanging out. There's always the easy solution is the opposite. Just do it, man. It's that simple. It's that simple. Do I have social anxiety? No. But sometimes I go out and I don't want to talk to anybody. So I go back home. Right? And then when I'm ready to go on a photography convention next month, I might talk to some people, I might not. I don't know. I don't go anywhere with the idea of meeting new people. It's nice when you do, don't get me wrong, but I don't go out there like I hope I meet new people, If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm fine with it either way. So anyway, guys, as a lot of you saw, switching gears now, a lot of you saw there was another plane crash. We're up to 66 plane crashes now, and it's only February 18th. All right, so the one that happened yesterday, they were blaming the wind, and I don't know what happened, but I'm like, the wind didn't flip the plane. He bounced off the tarmac and rolled over. And those people on that plane are the luckiest people on the planet. That plane flipped over and started burning. And everybody made it out okay. Whoa. When I saw it flip, when I heard the story, obviously you were like, oh shit. And then I saw the other videos of people. What was the first thing? Your plane just flipped over, right? You're hanging upside down. You unbuckle yourself. You drop down, right? You drop down. Joey Alvarez, I'll buy that. Maybe you're right. Maybe the signal, right? So anyway, you're hanging out in your plane. You're upside down, right? And then you unbuckle yourself, and the first thing you do is you whip out your phone and start recording the shit. Oh my God, my plane flipped upside down. And the guy's like this with his phone. He's like panning it, and they're walking on the ceiling, right? All right. And so they go out of the plane, and the fire truck, the airport fire truck that has that foam shit, is spraying the plane heavily, right? Like it's supposed to make sure there's no flare-ups, no glitches, no sparks or anything like that. So they're pouring all this shit on it. And people are coming out of the plane, and he's like, look at this shit, and the plane's upside down. Those people should go play the fucking lotto or try to rob Fort Knox. Those are the luckiest people on the planet. Talk about Final Destination and living. Those people won. That's the first plane crash of this year where everybody survived. That was crazy. Yeah, the both wings broke off actually on the flip. That's crazy, man. I was like, and when it set on one, and then you see the video, and then you see the fire. You're like, holy shit! Those people do not know how lucky they were that the thing didn't blow up. They are extremely lucky. Like they have no clue how lucky they are. I couldn't believe it what I saw. I was like, wow. So, also, talking about real quick, we got 5 minutes, the Ebola exposure in New York City. Now, I'm going to do a video on it because I know that they say it might have been a norovirus, but there are a couple of red flags with that story. First red flag is they gave a 1075, they gave a signal for that, and they had a hazmat crew come and pick up those 2 people in a special unit wrapped up, if I'm not mistaken, or covered in protective gear. If it was just the norovirus or just the flu virus, in which, in a way, guys, Ebola, first, before you get to the bad part, you present as you have the flu. The fact that they flew off the handle and they found out that these people did not come from Africa. What were they displaying that had them call a hazmat crew that transported them to Bellevue Hospital, which handles that shit, and then turn around and go, "Oh, it wasn't Ebola, it was norovirus." Like, like, what kind of shit is that? Like, I've never seen a response like that. Like, when you have a possibility, who made the call? Now, there is something to be said that maybe the person in charge, the medical authority in charge, whether it was an EMT or a medic, could have blown it out of proportion. There is that, so I'm looking to find out if that was it. But still, to have an all-out protocol in place for somebody who had the norovirus, I don't know. I'm keeping my eye on this one. And also, the double yolk eggs. I know I did a video on that earlier, but I am getting mixed comments on the double yolk egg. I have people who said they owned a farm or been on a farm their entire life, and they have never seen so many double yolk eggs as they're seeing now. And then I had people who've lived on their farm their entire life and always seen double yolk eggs. So, I think Winter Homestead said that it could be the feed that people are giving them. And that's why we're seeing so many. And that the feed could be changed or interacting with their hormones at some level, or the birds could be stressed out. It could be anything that's causing it, but I'm getting mixed. So again, I never seen this many double yolked eggs in my entire life, and now I'm seeing them almost all the time. And then you got people saying half my carton was double yolked egg, my whole carton was double yolked egg, I had 2 in one carton. Like, they're seeing more and more of it. Vaxxed up chicken. Could be. Devotee, I did notice the whole measles thing. That I again, conspiracy theory antennas going up on the measles things. I think somebody's setting that in motion. They're trying to find a population of people that are not inoculated, and they're like, set the measles loose in that group, and then it hasn't spread. I don't know. And again, even if that's the case, all the kids are inoculated against it. So even if one person has it, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't spread to the other kids. Chickens who eat a lot of protein. Cult leader. Someone said that before too. Listen, I don't know much about chickens. I don't. But I know that when I was growing up and you saw a double yolk, my mother used to always say that was good luck. All right? And then you had other people that used to think it was an omen, a bad omen, excuse me, because there's a good omen and bad omen. That it was a bad omen to see a double yolk egg. But that was how rare they were. They were rare because that's why people are like, oh, that's good luck. You know, like a wishbone, make a wish kind of deal. The 2 yolk, that's bad comparison. But you get my point. Anyway, that being said, guys, we are going to go off the air. I'm going to try to do another live stream Thursday. I'm going to try. I almost canceled this one. Every day's a struggle. Every fucking day's a struggle. And when I'm by myself, I think it gets even worse. And this is just a comparison that I had. That reason why I've been like having like a lot of these struggling days. I got my son's cremains, right? And it dawned on me that I was able to carry him as a baby, right? Hold him in my arms against my chest when he was a baby, and now I'm carrying him again in a fucking box. So that's the struggle. And again, this going through this shit, I don't care who you are. This changes who you are. It just does. You know, I'm on here. I'm trying to be myself, but it's hard. But yeah, going through this shit, and there are people who are losing their kids. You know, people reaching out to me, and you're never the same. You are never going to be the fucking same. I will never be the fucking same. That's the bottom line. You know, and my kids losing their brother, they won't be the same. You know, hell, even the wife, an ex-wife, she took it hard. You know. And it stays in the back of your head. You know, it stays in the back of your head. Doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't go any fucking where. You just have to deal with it. It is what it is. But like I said, there's some days like today, 5 minutes out, I was ready to cancel the shit. I was like, fuck it. And then I said, let's just muscle through it. But anyway, I gotta go now. I'm gonna read this email, reply back to this guy. I'll see you guys in about 4 minutes, 4 or 9 minutes, whatever it is. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you for joining me and appreciate it.